I remember a couple of years ago you were on Oprah, and you said, hey, when I hit 35, that's when I got to grow up. 35.
Give me another 10 years.
Oh, come on.
Leonardo DiCaprio has dated some of the most famous women in the world, and yet every relationship seems to end the same way, and always around the same age.
If you are
Welcome back to the Oscars, Leo.
Thank you very much.
a superstar,
He's a superstar.
A global superstar.
Superstar Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio. When are you going to settle down? Kids and marriage.
I would never answer that question.
Is it on the cards one day?
I'm sure it will be.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long, Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So...
This isn't about immaturity or fear of commitment. It's control over time, identity, and expectations. Here's the thing. Over 3 decades, Leonardo DiCaprio's love life hasn't been random. There's a rhythm to it, a repeatable structure if you watch closely. Rising models or young actresses, usually in their early 20s, enter his world. Things begin quietly and intensely private, with only rare paparazzi glimpses. It feels effortless at first, almost insulated from the outside world. Then, without drama or public fallout, it ends. Cleanly, quietly. From Gisele Bündchen to Bar Refaeli and Camila Morrone, the same structure appears again and again. Relationships have their highs, vacations, red carpets, shared moments, but they dissolve as quietly as they started. No scandals, no messy public endings. Just a pattern that keeps his life moving forward unchanged. And once you notice it, it's hard to unsee.
26 is a weird age in Hollywood. I mean, you're young enough to play a high school student, but you're too old to date Leonardo DiCaprio.
In the early stages of his career, Leo gravitated toward young, rising figures in fashion and entertainment, women just stepping into visibility while he was becoming a global star. Then came Gisele Bündchen. She was just 18 when they started dating.
I met him a few months ago with one of my best friends in New York, and he was just like a very nice guy, and he's almost my age, so we kind of got along together.
Already a rising force in the modeling world, their relationship lasted around 5 years. They attended events together, appeared in magazines, traveled. Highly visible, yet still strangely private in tone. But even with the longevity, it never moved toward long-term commitment. By the time Gisele reached her mid-20s and her independence and career power were fully taking shape, the relationship had already come to a quiet close. What stands out isn't drama, it's timing. Even early on, his relationships followed a rhythm where connection existed, but life-altering milestones never quite entered the picture. As his career expanded and his fame solidified, you might expect his dating life to evolve too. Instead, the structure remained strikingly consistent. In the mid-2000s, Bar Refaeli entered the picture. She was around 20, he was in his early 30s, and they dated on and off for roughly 6 years. Their relationship had everything familiar by now: international travel, public appearances, intense but controlled visibility. It looked serious from the outside, long enough to feel different, but once she reached 25, it ended. No public implosion, no dramatic headlines, just another relationship that concluded right at the same life stage where expectations and long-term direction often begin to shift. Others, like Blake Lively, Aaron Heatherton, and Tony Garn, followed the same short, early 20s timeline, but none altered the core rhythm. The pattern didn't break. It simply repeated with new names and the same quiet structure underneath. A few shorter relationships happened in between, but none broke the pattern. The structure held. Early 20s, rising career phase, private romance, then a graceful exit before long-term expectations reshaped the dynamic. Then came Camila Morrone, the longest-running relationship within this pattern. She began dating Leo at around 20, and they stayed together for roughly 4 to 5 years. Compared to others, it looked deeper, more settled, but even here, the same timing remained. As she reached 25, the age where independence, career identity, and future direction naturally come into focus, the relationship ended quietly, just like the ones before it. By this point, it stops looking accidental.
I never question what I'm subconsciously attracted to. Some people would look at me in my life and say it's not normal, and other people might say.
Countless iconic performances. You've worked with every great director. You've won 3 Golden Globes, an Oscar. And the most impressive thing is that you were able to accomplish all of that before your girlfriend turned 30. I mean, it's just insane.
Over 3 decades, different women, different years, different circumstances. Yet the same life stage, the same arc, the same clean ending before major life restructuring ever enters the picture.
But does married life seem a little boring to you?
Does it seem boring?
A little sedate?
No, I've seen interesting marriages and I've seen not interesting marriages.
So the question becomes, why does this structure repeat so consistently? The answer seems less emotional and more architectural. Leonardo DiCaprio has built a life centered around mobility, creative focus, and minimal personal anchors. Film shoots move across continents, schedules shift constantly, privacy is guarded carefully. His life doesn't operate on the same fixed rhythms most long-term partnerships eventually require. That alignment allows his personal life to move in parallel with his career, rather than forcing either one to slow down or bend. Beneath that lifestyle fit is something subtler: control over timing. When relationships stay within a stage of life where future-defining milestones aren't urgent, the emotional structure remains lighter. There's less pressure to merge long-term plans, less negotiation over identity, and fewer crossroads that demand permanent change. This preserves a consistent version of his life and public identity, one built around freedom, movement, and creative autonomy. Relationships become meaningful chapters, but not turning points that redirect the entire course of his life. Fame adds another layer to this. DiCaprio entered extreme global attention very young, at a stage of life most people experience privately. When that happens, the period associated with freedom and possibility can become a psychological reference point, a version of life that feels safest and most stable. Marriage, parenthood, or deeply rooted domestic structures don't just represent love, they represent transformation. And transformation can threaten a carefully preserved identity. Another key part of the pattern is silence. DiCaprio rarely discusses his relationships, and that absence of commentary prevents narratives from spiraling into public drama. Without explanations, there's no defined beginning, middle, or end for the public to dissect, just quiet transitions. Even now, with Vittoria Chiretti, the same tone remains: low exposure, controlled visibility, minimal commentary. The structure that has defined his past relationships still appears intact, reinforcing the sense that this isn't randomness, his romantic life doesn't look like a series of accidents. It looks like a design that protects freedom, identity, and control over how his life evolves. Is this emotional avoidance, or a man who knows exactly the life he wants and refuses to compromise it?